I know. It's late May, and I'm in a jacket. It's freaking cold this morning. It's air temp sitting at around 45, and the water temp is has taken a little bit of a dive. It was about 68, 69 degrees yesterday, and this morning it's down to 63. Hence the steam coming off the water. Kind of a surprising thing to see in May, but out here this morning to just get some casts in. I don't really have any, there's no huge goal out here today other than to try to get into some fish. Let's see what we can do. Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. Come here, buddy. There we go. There we go. Sweet. There we go. Nice start. It's always good when you can start out with about a 13 or so. Cool. One thing I want to do before we exit this pocket here is make damn sure I'm sharp. Feeling good, feeling good. Man, I'm glad I made that cast. Nice. Pretty nice fish. Jeez. Beautiful. Woo. Barely had that guy. So I cast into this hole right back here because this is where I'm planning on sitting and casting across current. Pop. There we go. About another 13 or so. Sweet. One of the things that I do is I always, if I'm going to be sitting in a slack pocket, I cast into it first before heading into it, because sometimes there's going to be a fish there. That was a good decision right there. So the only thing I've screwed up so far, you know how it's been going for me lately, is that I forgot to turn on hindsight on the cameras, so those hook sets, at least 2 of them, are not gonna be in the video. But that's alright. You guys get the idea of what I just did. I'm just glad I realized it now instead of, you know, an hour from now. I've got to be super stealth in situations like this because the water is very clear. And I've already spooked off several fish. Nothing too substantial, but still there are fish that could have otherwise been caught. Gotta be stealthy, quiet, and make sure you hit the areas that you plan on sitting in. You know, cast into them before you park. So you could end up missing fish like the one that I just got a few minutes ago. There's a fish right up here, right around this corner. That's where I'm planning to park anyway, so let's see See if we can catch him instead of spooking him off. Got him. Oh no, lost him. Well, that's a little surprising. I thought that this area would have been a little bit busier. I got bumped once. Not to say that that's going to be all of them, but it looks like so far today the key has been slack. They just don't seem to be occupying current areas right now. Yikes. Little guy. Ooh. Appears to be a dead fish here. I'm guessing it's a red horse. That's kind of how they were acting last time I was in here. They looked like they were kind of ready to, oh, they do their spawn thing and they tend to die. Yeah, that's a red horse right there. Dead horse. Boom. Yeah, that was, looked like kind of a gimme right there. There we go, little guy. I'm not necessarily focused on how I catch them today, just to catch them today. So far we're doing all right. All right, 4 or 5 fish already. We've been out here for about 20 minutes. Let's say it was 4 fish, 20 minutes. Those are pretty good freaking numbers, man. This tree right here is both my nemesis and my friend. Usually produces a fish. I usually lose it. God. Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Boom. Oh, it's a pig. Oh, this is a beast. Oh, this is a pig. This is an absolute toad. This is a good fish. Wow. Oh, this is a good fish. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, this is an absolute pig. Oh my goodness. That's get over here and take a look at this. It's got my sunglasses all wet. Oh, this is a pig. Folks, oh, take a look at that. Oh my goodness. That's an 18 if I ever seen one. That's an 18. Gotta be 18 and a half. That's a beast on that tiny little bait. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful fish. That is absolutely gorgeous. Hit it immediately on the drop. Oh, that is just so pretty. Woo! Wow. Look at the other side of you. Look at that. Alright, let's get you on your way. You beautiful beast. Woo! Man. Wow, wow, wow. Gotta love that. There's a little interruption right upstream from me right here. The level drops off just very, very slightly right at that riffle. And that sucker was right below it. It's not uncommon to get into a decent fish there. If anybody ever tells you that you can't catch pigs on tiny baits and light wire hooks, send them to my channel. But the daylight is so weird today. And it's partially because of the cloud cover and partially because there's also a smoke layer from those fires in Western Canada. We're seeing that stuff over here in Eastern United States. But Gary was out here, was it Monday or Tuesday, and did very, very well in broad daylight. Got one there. Feels all right, looks all right. Oh, it's all right, all right. This is actually a little bigger than I expected to see. Wow. Over here. Come on. Jeez. Come on, baby. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. Oh, man. Making a mockery of this process, aren't I? There we go. This has got to be a 17. Jeez, look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Just an absolute beauty. Oh, let's get a measure on this one too. 16 3/4. That is a toad. That's a beautiful fish. Wow. Love it. Let's get her loose. And there we go. Oh, another absolutely gorgeous fish. Wow. Oh yeah. There it goes. Jeez, man. This has been a pretty good day. I never got a hook set on that guy. It's okay. There's another. This one's no slouch either. I think it's smaller, but yeah, it's not as big, but absolute brute. Wow. Oh, this is so much fun today. Right. Man, we are rocking and rolling right now. It's about a 14 or so. Get a sunny look at this guy. There we go. Sweet. Man. I don't have to tell you, it's a pretty good day. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Jeez. Jeez. Oh no. Oh, come on, man. Did I? Oh, shit. Damn, that's too bad. That was that was a pig. It's all right. You know, if that had been only pig of the day, I've been pretty upset right there. Got that one. Not exactly kind of a consolation prize right there. Wow. Whew. It's been a heck of a day, folks. I am enjoying it. Oh, there's another. I think I got him. Yep. Got him. Heading right toward me. Nice. All right. Oh, it's got a couple of followers. Uh-oh. Oh, man. What a day. Get in there. Look at this. Look at this beast. Look at this beautiful beast. Oh, ooh. Bait just came out. Wow. Look at that. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. Wow. What a day. Mm-mm. This is another nice fish, I think. bad. Jeez, not bad at all. Get over here. Come on, buddy. Jeez. There we go. Come on, man. Jeez. That was crazy. All right, buddy. Let's go. There we go. Nice. Woo. Oh, this is so much fun today. Beautiful. Man, this is outrageously good today. This is a nice fish. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. Another absolute monster. About 15 or so. Wow. That's great. Look at that. Unreal. I tell you, I just stunned today. Absolutely stunned. Met Jimmy today, a gentleman that has fished this area for a lot of years. Kind of fell off. He, you know, I mean, we all do that. I was huge into fishing when I was in my mid-20s. And then life kind of took over. And I didn't get back into it until I got over here on the East Coast. It actually took several years for me to get back into it, and I'm so glad that I did. At any rate, Jimmy had kind of the same experience, and it was it was kind of funny as I approached him, filming one of your videos. I was like, oh, you know who I am? It's been happening quite a bit lately. I feel seen. All right. Finishing off where we started. Boom!